What would you like to work on today?
We'll do the knee problems.
Okay,
Yeah.
so talk to me about the knee problem so I can start making some notes on it. So what's going on with your knee?
It started in eighth grade when I put my kneecap out of place.
Okay.
And then I heard it in PE class, and we'd moved to another school at that time where I was able to take swimming all year because they had a swimming pool. So I was able to graduate because, otherwise they're like, if you don't have the PE credit, you don't graduate. And then I started working as a janitor eventually and ended up hurting my knee again. And then a few months later, I hurt it again. And I started therapy for it. And
What kind of therapy?
physical therapy.
Physical therapy. What did you actually do to it originally? What did they say that you did?
I knocked it out of place. I was doing
Did you stretch a ligament? Did you rupture something? What was the medical assessment of it?
They said that basically the kneecap wasn't riding right in the little group where it's supposed to. So it was like kind of going off to the side. So it was like a mechanical problem with the knee.
A mechanical problem. And they put you in a cast for that?
Yeah, because I'd actually knocked the kneecap out of place. What happened was I did it in PE class, which was in the morning. And instead of getting the school nurse, she went and got the math teacher because he was a football coach or whatever, So he said there was nothing wrong with it because by the time he had come, I had already put it back in place because it just hurt too bad not to.
Wow.
And so he said, you just bruised it, When I got home, it was like swollen so bad. So, my parents took me to the doctor, and that's what he did, is put me in a cast for it because in the 70s, that's what you did for that problem, you know. And in my 20s, I started a job as a janitor at a mine. I just couldn't do it. I mean, I was there for about a year, but it was like 10 hours a day, 10 hours every night, just sweeping and mopping, and it was a mine. And so sometimes I actually had to shovel the mud out of the offices and stuff. It was just too much for my knee. And they put me eventually in physical therapy. Then the physical therapist is like, you're going to have to get surgery for it eventually. And they kept sending me to all these doctors, and the doctors are like, I'm not going to touch this with a 10-pole because the surgery that we do that with is not guaranteed, and you're better off without the surgeries. So finally, the physical therapist is like, well, go to this doctor. He was in Lake Tahoe. He's like, he's done tons of surgeries on the Olympic skiers. Mm-hmm. So I went to him. He's like, yeah, we can fix that. So we eventually got the surgeries, scheduled the surgeries, and I had 4 of them. I had 1 on one knee and 3 on another knee. And they actually had to open up the knee, and they tried to tighten up the muscle on one side and cut a ligament on the other so that the kneecap would track in the place like it should. And I guess my biggest thing is I was hoping that the surgeries would, I'd be able to run and everything like that again. And it just never got to the point where I could do that.
Okay.
And so my body just kind of let me down from 8th grade on, I wasn't moving it enough, and it actually scarred in so bad that it just got stuck. The joint got stuck. So they had to put me under because we were trying to do it with therapy. Mm-hmm. And the therapist is just like, we can't do this with therapy. We tried for about a month.
Physical therapy?
And, yeah, physical therapy.
Right.
We tried for about a month to get it back, and it wasn't going. So when they put me under, they got it broke up. And then they had to put me in a machine that kept the knee constantly moving so that the scar tissue wouldn't build up again.
Okay.
It was during that time that I developed the fibromyalgia, right, and the depression,
yeah,
and everything. So
because you couldn't work anymore?
Yeah, I just couldn't work anymore, and I didn't know, it was just really hard.
Yeah. And we've talked about fibromyalgia. Do you remember what I was telling you about it?
Yeah, it's because of fear and your stress. You're always on fight or flight.
Right. And then your muscles go incredibly tight because it feels like you're under threat constantly, and that's all to do with your mind being at a state of unease, massive unease. So that's a dis-ease within you. It's a part of autoimmune disease, and all autoimmune disease is massive amounts of fear running. And the first thing that shuts down when we're in stress is the digestive system, and the second thing is the immune system. So if you're in constant states of fight and flight, that's when you have immunological disorders. That's I had all different types of problems there. So when we go back and heal this stuff on the past, and then we create more of a compelling future for you, your body will begin to do what it's designed to do, which is heal. So how, through experiencing all that we did in the first 5 sessions, do you feel this is in relation to your knee, and how can I help you to get over your problem with your knee? Because we've worked predominantly in those 5 sessions on emotional issues that have had physiological changes within you.
Well, I just think that emotionally it was because, like I said, I just felt my body had let me down.
Okay, so do you still feel that now?
Yeah, in a way I do.
Okay, very honest.
I mean,
best to be honest. So my body has let me down. Give me a 0 to 10 on that.
about an 8.
Oh, it's quite heavy. Okay, 8. So on a 0 to 10, 0 being not there, 10 being fully laden, it's an 8. Okay, so it's an 8. Let's go into specifics. As your knees let you down.
Yeah, my knees have let me down.
Okay, my knees let me down, so it's getting more specific. And I'm angry at my knee, I'm sad at my knee, I'm depressed at my knee, I'm what?
I think I'm just kind of depressed about it.
Give me a 0 to 10 on depression about the knee.
About an 8.
About an 8. Okay, all right. What else about your knee? Just go into it and explore it. Just breathe into it. Breathe into all that emotion. Just become aware of your knee. And is it your right knee or your left knee?
It's both of them.
It's both knees. Typically, knees are about flexibility and about moving forward. And if it is even autoimmune related, because you've had some fibromyalgia stuff, then that's about fear of moving forward. And the more that you do things that you enjoy doing, so you live from your heart and do things that you love doing, we start clearing the fear, and your body will do what it's designed to do. We're all here for purpose, divine purpose. We're here. There's a meaning behind all of this stuff. And even if you don't believe that, if you went along with it and just went, well, let's have a look and see if there is some meaning behind this stuff. If you do that and you start moving forward, life will support you. And that's where a great amount of healing is. When I say that to you, there's some emotion that's come up.
Yeah.
Okay, and then what's the emotion?
I think sadness.
Okay, sadness. Okay, let's just do some tapping on the sadness. Okay, collarbone. All right. This sadness.
Sadness.
What specifically is so sad? Just take breaths in. You're doing really well. You're fine. Side of the eye.
I know. I think when you're talking about being scared to move forward.
Mm-hmm. Under the eye.
It's just that I am a little scared to move forward.
Yeah. Okay.
And I feel like I've wasted a lot of years.
Okay. So is that what the sadness is about? Okay. All right. Top lip. Top lip. Okay. I feel I wasted a lot of years.
I feel like I wasted a lot of years.
Chin point. But maybe I needed those years.
But maybe I needed those years.
Even though I don't want to say that.
Even though I don't want to say that.
Collarbone. Even though I don't want to feel that.
Even though I don't want to feel that.
Okay. Under the arm. Maybe that is true.
Maybe that is true.
All right, top of the head. Maybe I'm exactly where I need to be right now.
Maybe I'm exactly where I need to be right now.
And I have started to take steps.
And I have started to take steps.
Beginning the eyebrow. I am moving forward.
I am moving forward.
They may be baby steps.
They may be baby steps.
But they are steps forward.
But they are steps forward.
But it has been really sad.
It has been really sad.
But what I've learned from all of that is, just give me one thing. One thing, through all of that sadness that you went through, from not moving forward because you're too afraid and you were stuck. Give me one positive learning, gift, opportunity that you had. Chin point.
Just time to find myself.
Beautiful. And that's not sad.
And that's not sad.
What's sad is that it took so long.
What's sad is it took so long.
Is that true?
It's very true.
Okay. But I'm here now.
But I'm here now.
Maybe I needed to go through that.
Maybe I needed to go through that.
If I hadn't experienced so much darkness, maybe I wouldn't experience this light now.
If I hadn't experienced so much darkness, maybe I wouldn't feel the light now.
Is that true when you say that?
Yeah.
And so I am so glad I found myself.
I'm so glad I found myself.
Eyebrow point. And I'm so excited about finding more about myself.
I'm so excited about finding out more about myself.
Is that true?
Yeah.
The only one who can stop me from moving forward is me.
The only one who can stop me from moving forward is me.
Under the eye. And I didn't realize I was that powerful.
I didn't realize I was that powerful.
I don't have to move forward in giant steps.
I don't have to move forward in giant steps.
But I can move forward in my own way.
But I can move forward in my own way.
That's not frightening.
It's not frightening.
That's loving and nurturing. Keep tapping through.
It's loving and nurturing.
When I was shut down.
When I was shut down.
And I was so sad.
And I was so sad.
Which is so sad.
Which is so sad.
I felt
scared.
Okay, I felt scared.
I felt scared.
But now I'm starting to feel
lighter.
And if it is lighter, what would it be?
More happiness.
Okay. All right. So if someone was to say to you, so where are you in life? And years ago you'd go, I'm in a dark place. What would you say now?
Climbing out of that dark place.
Climbing out of it. Give me kind of like an idea of the amount of light that is there.